Hello, I'm Dylan.
And I'm Keon.
This is Trust Your Doctor, that podcast where we can't let her go, because this week we watched Partners in Crime,
Written by Russell T. Davies.
directed by James Strong.
And aired on April 5th, 2008.
Yeah, so we're obviously not going to explain what that means right off the bat, but if you've been listening to our podcast for the past 3 months, you should already know exactly what we're referring to. So, this is the start of an entirely new season of Doctor Who, and also Russell T's final season on the show. So we're winding down the Russell T era.
Right, it's an entirely new season, still filled with most of the same old things.
I mean, yeah, did you expect anything really that different?
Well, I mean, the thing is with Donna, I was sort of expecting a different character than Martha and Rose, and she definitely is, but
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like Russell T and whoever else was responsible for some of these decisions made her more similar to Martha and Rose than she was before.
They definitely toned down her bickeringness. Bickeriness?
Yeah, they definitely did that, but there are some other distinct choices in here that make her far more similar to Rose.
Yeah, well, you don't have to worry. There's no romance between her and the Doctor.
Yeah,
so.
well, I mean, they dedicated an entire scene to that.
Kind of like
and it's like really awkwardly acted too.
It's kind of like that scene in Iron Man 2 when they recast Rhodey and he first comes in. It's like, look, it's me. I'm here. Get over it. And you're like, wow, you clearly know exactly what they're referring to in that scene.
Kind of like when they recast Travis and Blake 7 and they go through an entire explanation. Oh, wait, no.
There still is a scene in that episode, though, where they try to just play it off. And they're like...
Yeah, there is. There's like, it's not even a scene. It's just a line.
Yeah, Travis is
actually
like,
more
coming back from the therapist made me feel really different. Like, wow.
There's actually more later where they kind of retcon that line and like explain it more, but I don't even know if that works because I haven't watched that far. But yeah, whatever. This isn't Blake 7, unfortunately. If you want Blake 7, check out our newish Blake 7 podcast, Zenith.
I don't really know if it can be considered new anymore. It's like 3 months old.
I mean, it's new in like the grand scheme of things.
I guess it's like
the world
a
is like
newborn
4.6 billion years old, so what's 3 months?
Anyway, so the episode... Well, I don't remember there being anything before the title sequence this time. Was there something before the title sequence?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't think there was. But then we see Donna... We see Donna driving to somewhere, Adipose Industries. And she just kind of walks up. She's like, I'm from Health and Safety. And they're like, okay, we'll let you in. And then we see the Doctor do the same thing, except he's going through the tunnels in the bottom of the building, still walking in the front door like Donna.
I mean, even though he has the psychic paper and he uses it, so I'm not sure what the purpose of going through the underground passage thing was.
The tunnels look like the same ones that were used in... what was Donna's first appearance? The Runaway Bride. They look like the same tunnels that were used in that.
Well, bring Donna back. Gotta bring the sets that she acted in back.
Right, yeah, that was the reason why they brought those tunnels back and not budget.
What's her actor's name again? I should probably
Catherine
know
Tate.
this. Oh, right, Catherine Tate. She's a comedian, right?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. So,
anyway, Donna attends this sort of press conference thing.
Yeah, and the Doctor's watching from like the projector room, and someone walks in and is like, what are you doing here? And he's like, Health and Safety, film division. Okay.
Yeah, he's
Apparently
here
the guy who buys that. Because
he's here to ensure
leaves.
the health and safety of the film. You can't have film like exposed to light for too long. You can't have it just stored improperly. You gotta save it in a cool, dry place.
I'm not sure if health and safety is what I'd use for that. More like just proper film management. Or just film
guy.
The Doctor, the film guy. So this press conference is like, it's talking about Adipose Industries' new fat removing pill. And there's this lady, Miss Foster, who I guess is like the CEO of the company. She's talking about how the pill works. And someone's like, hey, we want to see some actual science because we've seen a lot of diet pills, so we want hard science. And she's like, okay, here's some hard science. And then it plays some obviously completely made up science.
But basically the gist of this is you take the pill and you lose a little weight every time you take it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which I guess is good for them because it keeps you buying the pill.
Yeah, but I mean, you lose the weight permanently, so at some point you're not going to need the pill anymore,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Assuming the pill actually worked only as intended and not for those nefarious other purposes that it's revealed it has.
I mean, yeah, I guess you really only need the pill once and then you die.
Well, I mean, thankfully, well, we'll get there. So then Donna goes to, she goes like
decides
into
to
the
check out
sales floor.
Yeah, she decides to check out the call center for Adipose Industries, which is for some reason not outsourced. It's their own, in-house call center.
Well, I mean, keep them closer to home, right? You can keep a watchful eye over what they're doing.
Yeah, and there's a weird part actually later on where Foster walks into the call center and everyone sort of just stands up and pays attention to her. And I was like, did they just hang up on all their customers at once?
Yes. There's like 100 customers there who are never getting their Adipose Industries 18 karat gold necklace.
Right.
That apparently comes with every purchase.
Anyway, there are some interestingly shot scenes where the Doctor and Donna almost sort of see each other and they just barely miss each other. And that continues when they both go to the call center. They're both like standing up and looking over the cubicles, and one stands up and the other sits down, and vice versa.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. There's some good background music playing during it. So yeah, again, I mean the music is keeping up the trend of Voyage of the Damned and Utopia, Last of the Time Lords, and Sound of Drums, which didn't air in that order, but whatever.
No, if they aired in that order, it would have been very confusing.
But yeah, keeping up the higher quality of music that we've seen in those stories, which is good.
Right, yeah.
Especially when the Doctor and Martha are like talking to each other through the windows or whatever. That was
Dr. and Donna.
Yeah, Doctor and Donna. That was the best scene in this, for me, at least.
Yeah, it's a pretty good scene. It's pretty funny. We're also not there yet, so it doesn't really make any sense. But yeah, the Doctor and Donna keep popping their heads up and missing each other, but then Donna pockets the golden necklace and asks the guy to print out a customer list. Which is definitely a massive violation of privacy and probably some law somewhere. The guy just decides to do it, though, for whatever reason. Same thing with the Doctor. The girl he's talking with decides to do it, although it's pretty obvious that she's into him, so obviously she's more willing to do it, I guess. Doesn't mean she will do it, though, but she does. But
I guess the guy talking to Donna is just sort of okay with it. He's like, man, I hate my job. Gotta undermine Adipose at every possible chance.
Yeah, so Donna picks up the papers that were printed. She picks up the Doctor's copy too, but the Doctor's about to go get it at the same time as Donna, but then he gets stopped by the lady he's talking with because she gives him her number, and he's like, oh, okay.
Like, yeah, I'm definitely going to call you with this, and just throws it over his shoulder into the trash. No, he doesn't do that. The Doctor and Donna do almost see each other. When they're both like at the printer or when they're both leaving, but their like backs are turned and they don't notice each other.
Yeah, because the Doctor gets stopped by the girl he's talking with. He doesn't go to the printer at the same time.
I guess no one in this story has any peripheral vision, or I guess just the Doctor and Donna don't.
Well, so then Donna goes home and she gets chewed out by her mom for being late, and Donna's like, how old am I, Mom?
And her mom's like 38. That's why it's even more pathetic that you have no job and you're forced to move back in with me. And this was an attempt, or maybe not an attempt, but this moves Donna closer to Martha and Rose's character. Down on their luck girl, although Donna's older.
Rose wasn't down on her luck. Neither was Martha.
Well, Martha wasn't.
Martha was training to be a doctor.
Rose was definitely down on her luck, considering her place of work was destroyed.
Yeah, but only because the Doctor showed up. Before she met the Doctor, she had a good job. She had a loving boyfriend.
Well,
life was good.
I don't know about pre-Rose Mickey, and I don't know about pre-Rose Jackie either. But hey, I mean, still, it's this girl, woman, I guess Donna's a lot older than Martha and Rose ever were.
Wow. You think they're gonna die before they reach that age?
And she has a rocky relationship with her mom.
Mm-hmm. It's not that rocky. Her mom just
seems pretty rocky. Pretty rocky.
They seem like they have a working relationship. There's this scene where Donna's sitting in the kitchen chair, and we just see like Sylvia. Her name's Sylvia.
All right, good to know.
Zooming around because it's like sped up. It's supposed to be sped up footage of her talking at Donna for like the entire afternoon. And then Donna's just like, "Where's Grandpa?" So he was like outside, as usual, looking through his telescope. Madman.
Yeah, this is Wilf, I
Yeah.
guess is what they call him. He was in Voyage of the Damned. We didn't know he was
Well,
Donna's grandfather.
yeah, like I said, the actor who played Donna's father passed away apparently after filming scenes for this episode, and they just decided to cut those scenes. And
Yeah. And I mean, thing is, this situation isn't that dissimilar from Runaway Bride, because in Runaway Bride we saw that Donna had sort of a rocky relationship with her family when they decided to throw a massive, or they decided to continue the wedding
reception
party
before
when she
she
wasn't
got
even
there,
there.
yeah.
And then when, her arrival seemed to just
Derail the entire thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, at least she seems pretty close with her grandfather.
Yeah.
At least. They seem like they have a good relationship. She goes out there and she's telling Wilf about how she met the doctor once, like 6 months ago.
Yeah, and this honestly seemed to sort of just ruin her life even more. She's like, man, I've just been waiting for the doctor to show back up again. It's my only, consolation that he might show back up again.
Yeah, well, I guess later on she says that her life like completely fell apart after her wedding fell apart. And her job fell apart too, because remember her job
Yeah, it was
was like a
Yeah,
front
it
for
was the front.
Torchwood, so
yeah.
they fell apart like right before the doctor showed up, and she hasn't been able to find another job. So she's been hoping the doctor will come back so she can accept that offer of traveling with him. She's assuming that offer is like a permanent offer and wasn't like a like an in the moment offer. But yeah, so she's waiting for the doctor, and she tells Wilf to look out for a blue box flying through the sky. Wilf's like, okay. Wilf's like looking for proof of aliens, I guess. No one believes him that aliens exist because he was the only one in London who saw the Titanic fly through London.
Yeah, I mean, everyone else saw the other alien attacks, though, and that's why they decided to stay inside or leave London that Christmas. So, you gotta wonder why they don't believe in aliens.
I mean, the doctor always talks about this, how they just selectively just don't believe things that they see with their own eyes all the time.
Yeah, but it can't be that many people. Well, maybe it can. I don't know.
I think it can. I think it is in the show. So then Donna, the next day, decides to, instead of having a nice day out with whoever and then going to Adipose right before they close, decides to go first thing in the morning to Adipose and then hides in the restroom for the entire 8-hour work day till the day's over.
Yeah, I mean, that's gotta suck.
The doctor
but
does the same thing too, even though the doctor can just break in through the tunnels he's using, but he decides to go and hide in the utility closet for 8 hours.
the doctor's decision is a little more questionable. Donna's is I guess it's an okay plan because people will forget about her and it won't seem as suspicious as someone, just walking in right as they're about to close. But yeah, the doctor, I don't know what the doctor was doing there.
They're just trying to build parallels between, I almost
they're-
said the Donna right there, Donna and the doctor. I mean, because there's a lot intentionally in this episode, like Donna and the doctor both trying to be from health and safety, both of them breaking in. The doctor parks his TARDIS right behind Donna's car, except she doesn't notice because she's already parked 5 minutes ago.
Her car is also blue.
And it's also not
the
her
same
car.
color.
It's her mom's
Yeah, it's her
car.
mom's car, or they share a car. It's not the same color as the TARDIS, but it is blue.
Yeah, and her mom's chewing her out for taking the car. She's like, I need the car today. I'm going out tonight. And Donna's like, yeah, you can have it tonight. But then Donna later on is like, yeah, I'm sorry, I need it. So I don't know how Sylvia gets to her dinner party. She goes to some sort of, she just goes out to dinner with her best buds because one of them's on the adipose pill and wants to tell them all about, oh, we forgot the scene with Donna and the doctor go to customers.
Oh right, yeah, they decide to check out the weight loss pill in action. So the doctor, I guess, goes to just an adipose subscriber's
Yeah.
house.
Yeah, Donna too. Except it's way more suspicious for Donna because Donna just flashes a random ID card and is like, I work for Adipose Industries. The doctor does the same thing, except he does it with the psychic paper, so it'll probably actually say he works for Adipose. But yeah, this lady just lets Donna
Yeah,
in
it
after
turns
seeing
out Stacy, who's the lady that Donna goes to, is just totally gullible and
just lets Donna into her house. Yeah, sure, come on in. Stacy's going out for a night on the town. By a night on the town, I mean she's going to go dump her boyfriend because apparently now she can do better than him.
Now
Though I
that
don't
she's
think.
lost 11 pounds or whatever she says.
Yeah. So Donna's like, oh, okay, that's cool, I guess. And then she's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go freshen up a bit. Meanwhile, the doctor's talking with this guy, and
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, well, I lose 1 pound every night exactly at 110. The doctor's like, what?
yeah. The guy that the doctor talks to, I don't remember his name, but this guy doesn't really look that overweight. So it's like, are you planning on becoming an emaciated stick by taking these pills?
Maybe he's receiving a lot of money for participating in this lucrative research survey.
But yeah,
For this completely untested drug, completely unregulated drug,
yeah. How did adipose bypass all testing
health
and
and
laws?
safety laws.
Maybe there are no health and safety laws in the UK.
Well, that would kind of suck and would make you wonder why adipose is the first to try this.
Anyway, yeah, like we mentioned, this guy tells the doctor that he loses the weight at exactly the same time every day.
Yeah, and the doctor's like, well, that's kind of suspicious. And then he asks how the guy knows that he loses it at the same time every day. And he's like, yeah, I have a burglar alarm that goes off at 110 every morning. And the doctor's like, that's kind of weird. Do you have a cat flap? The guy's like, yeah, here. The doctor's like, huh, interesting. Well, I don't really know what's causing it yet.
I think he sort of thinks that, something is leaving the house every day at 1 a.m. or 1:10 or whatever it was, which is true.
He gets distracted by his little dingy device that goes ding. And it goes ding because over at the other house that Donna's at, she pulls out the gold necklace and she's like twisting it and playing with it because she's bored. And what's her name?
Stacy.
Stacy starts to feel really ill, and then a little adipose blob pops out
Yeah, a little.
into the sink and starts waving at her, and she's like, what the heck?
Yeah, so this is, I guess, supposed to be just sort of a ball of fat.
Yeah.
Looks sort of like a mini, I don't know,
Marshmallow.
Pillsbury Doughboy or something. Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man.
Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man.
The weird child of the Marshmallow Man and the Pillsbury Doughboy. I don't know. But they sort of have an egg tooth as well, sort of like the baby birds have like that little sharp thing on the end of their beaks that helps them break out of the egg.
Mm-hmm.
And this has one for whatever reason.
For breaking out of the person.
I guess. And, first one of them shows up and Stacy's like, what the heck is this thing? And, that she still feels, bad and a couple more pop out of her. And eventually she just becomes these things. I don't know how else to describe it. They just sort of overtake her entire
She just
body.
explodes into adipose.
Yeah.
And yeah, when Donna turns on the necklace, I guess, we have some really like clunky dialogue from Miss Foster about how everybody only gets one and someone must have introduced a second control mechanism to the house or something and overrode the I don't know, but it was really clunky and it was a completely unnecessary explanation.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff with the necklace wasn't even that major except for like the one thing they did with it later on. I mean, it's how they solved the problem, but like still.
Well, they also Miss Foster uses it to find out who Donna is because now she tells her security guards to look at the security footage to find out who stole an extra necklace from the call center, basically. And so the guards go to do that, and they realize it's Donna. They're like, it's Donna, it's this chick with red hair. And Donna eventually gets into the restroom or the bathroom because she hears Stacy screaming. She's like, what's going on? What's going on? She busts in and it's just a little adipose jumps out the window and waves at her. And she's like, what the hell?
So this is when she decides to go investigate adipose industries.
Yeah, she runs out into the street and she sees a van gather up the adipose and just drive away. And then the van like guns it past the doctor because the doctor is chasing the adipose down with his little Y-shaped dinghy device.
Yeah, you get a top-down shot of the doctor and Donna almost meeting each other again. They're sort of at a crossroads and the doctor's on one side and Donna's on the other side, and they can't see each other.
Yeah.
So I didn't even realize that the doctor was in this shot at first because he's wearing like all brown and dark colors as usual, and he just blended in with the background.
The background.
He blended in with the background, and it took a while for me to go, oh wait, the doctor's standing there.
Yeah, so then we get the scene where Donna decides to stay in the building for 8 hours, and the doctor stays in the utility closet for 8 hours.
And at the end of the day, Foster and her guards, who are now carrying guns, decide to They know someone's in the bathroom, so they bust in. They're like, no use hiding. We know you're in here. Might as well come on out. And Donna's like, oh, God. So they start opening the doors.
But it turns out they're not actually looking for Donna. They're looking for this reporter named Stephanie. I don't know.
This was the woman that the doctor...
Oh, Penny. Penny
yeah,
Carter.
Penny. This is the woman that the doctor was talking to earlier, right? Pretty sure it was.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure it was. I think she just got this job at Adipose as like some undercover person.
Yeah, I think so. Penny Carter.
Yeah.
Her name.
She goes, I knew something suspicious was happening here.
They're like, yeah, we know you're lying. We know you're a journalist. She's like, yeah, I'm going to expose you. And Foster's like, come with me. We're taking you with us. And Don's like, oh, thank God. Thank God she was in a stall before me and not after me, because that would have sucked.
Yeah, Donna also talks to herself in the bathroom, so I guess Penny just heard all of that.
Yeah, I guess. Might be why Penny calls her crazy at the end, part of the reason. Yeah, so Donna goes up, she follows them to the top floor, and the doctor, well, he's trying to figure out where Foster is, so he goes up to the top of the building, and he gets on
sort of a lift thing. There's a name for what these things are. They're, I don't know, it's a metal platform outside the building that you can go up and down on. I don't know what these things are called.
Yeah, the little, like window washing platform.
Yeah. And Donna's sort of, he's on one side, he's outside the building looking in to where Penny and Foster are, and Donna's on the other side just looking in a window from the inside.
Yeah, so the doctor uses the sonic screwdriver to control the window washing platform.
The first of like 10 times this story.
To absolutely nobody's surprise. So the doctor's looking through the window, Donna's looking through the other window, and then the doctor's looking at Miss Foster, and he looks over and he's like, what the hell, it's Donna. Donna looks over and is like, what the hell, it's the doctor.
And you get this cool scene where they're just mouthing things at each other, and you can't hear what they're saying, but David Tennant and Catherine Tate play it really well, so you can, sort of understand what they're saying.
Well, wait until Donna's final statement, which I just completely missed.
Yeah, I mean, by the end of it, I just didn't know what it was, but...
Yeah, because it's like, Doctor, Donna, it's me, really me, Donna. And the doctor's like, what are you doing there? And Donna, and then I just completely missed the entire next statement. And then Miss Foster's like looking at them awkwardly. He's like, are we interrupting something?
So she tells her guards to go catch them.
And then
there's sort of a mini chase. Yeah, there's sort of a mini chase sequence.
The doctor goes up to the roof, and Donna runs into the stairwell, and the doctor goes into the stairwell and runs down, and they run into each other. And they're like, oh, wow, it's really you. And the doctor's like, we don't have time for this. We got to run. So they run. Yeah,
what are the chances that Donna would meet the doctor again? I mean, just think of all the people who've met the doctor and who weren't necessarily looking to meet him again, but just didn't ever meet him again.
Well, I almost said for Donna again. Donna was explicitly looking for the doctor.
Yeah, that doesn't mean she's going to meet him again, though.
No, it doesn't, but it does increase the probability, right? Even if it only increases it by a completely trivial amount, it increases the probability nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, it also helps that she lives on Earth in London in the 21st century. The early 21st century.
It also helps that she lives right next to this nefarious alien scheme. It would have been really awkward if, like, the 12th Doctor or, like, the 8th Doctor show up to investigate Adipose and just Donna doesn't even realize it's the Doctor. It would have been it would have been interesting, actually, but anyway.
Well, if it was the 12th Doctor, he would recognize Donna, but
she wouldn't recognize him, and she'd be like, who the hell are you? And he'd be like, oh boy, maybe I just shouldn't even explain.
Well, the 12th Doctor is in the next episode, so...
I mean, the actor, yeah. It's a Commander Maxwell situation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember that time Colin Baker tried to execute Peter Davison? Throwback.
Forgot about that.
So, the Doctor and Donna
We find out that Foster has a sonic device, which is the sonic pen.
Yeah,
I was like, oh boy, it's the Ronnie. Yes.
No. But no. we find that out because the Doctor gets into the window washing platform and basically locks the controls to only be used by a sonic device. He's like, so she can only use it if she has a sonic device, which is highly unlikely. And then it just cuts to Miss Foster pulling a pen out of her pocket and like using it to open the door that the Doctor locked earlier.
Sonic pen looks a lot cooler than the sonic screwdriver.
It just looks like a pen, though. It's just a
Maybe,
pen
yeah,
with a light on
maybe
the
I'm
end.
mistaking its design for something else.
It's just a pen with a light on the
Oh
end.
yeah, maybe I'm thinking of the Master's Sonic, whatever it
The
was.
laser screwdriver.
Yeah, the laser screwdriver. I don't know. But hey, maybe a generic pen is cooler than the sonic screwdriver. Who knows?
So she uses it to cut one of the ropes on the window washing platform, and they fall, and Donna's like holding onto the side, and the doctor's like, hold on, and Donna's like, I am. As if Donna had any other choice. I mean, she could let
She
go,
does
but
have
she would
another
just
choice.
plummet thousands of feet to her death if she let go.
Yeah.
So
Option's still there though. Yeah, I forget how they get out of this situation.
they get wheeled back up. I also forget how the doctor like gets Miss Foster Sonic's pen, but I think it's involved in the same sequence where they escape the window washing platform. They try to like break through the window, but Miss Foster has them deadlock the entire building so the sonic screwdriver doesn't work. And then I completely zoned out for all of about 1 minute and completely missed how they got out of the situation.
Yeah, I don't remember either. We skipped the part. Foster doesn't explain her entire plan, but she explains sort of like the gist of it to Penny, which isn't really anything we didn't already know. But she tells Penny because they like gag Penny and tie her to a chair, and she's like, "Our plans are coming to fruition. Our plans, I guess, to use Adipose Industries to do whatever it is we're doing is, it's about to come to a close." And, I guess this just introduces, if you hadn't already guessed, but just formally, that Adipose is up to no good.
Yeah, if you hadn't suspected it from the fact that Stacy explodes into adipose and that the slogan is literally the fat just walks away. Yeah, no, the Doctor and Donna apparently get through Miss Foster's window, not the window that they're trying to break through. Because I actually remember, yeah, because then they untie Penny and tell her to run away. But instead of running away, Penny just like opens the safe and like looks for papers. And then the Doctor like runs into Miss Foster. I don't remember how he gets her sonic pen, but he does. And he has it in the scene. This is the first mention of the series-long arc, which is like really subtle, and I think it's like really difficult to actually pick up on this season, unlike the other three, which have been like pretty in your face, I guess.
Bad Wolf wasn't that in your face.
But I think
Until
this
the
one is
end.
actually like really difficult to pick up because it's not obvious what it is.
I mean, I didn't even know what it was. Because I didn't look anything up, as usual.
Yeah, so the overarching plot of this season is that planets are going missing.
Oh, well, that just in itself is a lot less noticeable than the other couple of ones.
Yeah.
Because the other ones were always like key words, were like Bad Wolf, Torchwood,
Mr.
and
Saxon.
Mr. Saxon.
Yeah, so Miss Foster, who reveals herself as like matron de Corphelia or whatever, reveals that
Yeah, she's an alien, obviously.
Adipose 3, the planet, went missing. But then she kind of just dismisses it. So no one really cares right now. The Doctor doesn't seem to notice that this whole planet's just gone missing. But they also like intentionally try to obfuscate it in this story that Miss Foster thinks it was like a political loss, like, oh, they just lost the planet, like, oh, they don't have control of it anymore, but it's actually missing, it's just completely gone. So like I said, the season plot this season is like pretty difficult to pick up on, in my opinion. And I the first time I watched this season, I just completely didn't pick up on it at all. Just completely missed it. So anyway, they're talking. The Doctor's doing his usual delay tactics. They're about to kill him, and he goes, wait, as he always does, and it always works. They haven't just shot him when he does that yet. He's like, you know what happens if we hold two sonic devices to each other? And Miss Foster's like, no. And the Doctor's like, well, let's find out, because I don't know either. And it creates like a feedback loop, kind of, and generates this massive sonic interference that...
It gives them a chance to run away.
Yeah.
Which they don't take, and no.
And it just gets gunned down, no. So they run away.
Yeah, this story also has realistic guns, which isn't that big of a thing, but something to mention, because not all Doctor Who stories include realistic guns, and it's been a point of contention. It was in the classic show, at least, when I forget, Battlefield possibly had a lot of realistic guns.
Yeah.
Dalek also did.
Battlefield had an entire freaking war going on.
But yeah, and as far as New Who stories, Dalek did.
Mm-hmm.
and Last of the Time Lords also had at least some.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
can't remember any other stories where guns even showed up. So yeah, I don't
I
know.
mean they might have showed up, but in terms of actually firing, who knows?
So the Doctor and Donna run down to the tunnels, the all powerful tunnels that apparently give them access to the computer mainframe that
The
apparently runs.
catacombs.
The computer mainframe apparently runs through the whole building, including the underground tunnels below the building.
Yeah, well, it seems to be a trend now that there's just a computer panel or something that you can just open, and it's in like the worst spot ever, like on the Titanic and Voyage of the Damned, where it's just like that video screen and the Doctor just opens it and he can just hack into the entire ship.
I mean, that kind of made sense because the video screen was connected. This is just the Doctor opens a utility closet, takes out a bunch of mops, and then just like moves the wall, and there's a computer mainframe there.
Hey, I mean, would you ever find that if you were looking for it? Probably not.
No, unless you knew it was
Exactly.
there.
Exactly. It's a perfect hiding place to include this thing that you
Just
might
because
need
it's
to
a good
access.
hiding place doesn't mean it makes sense to put it there.
Hey,
Why
you
would
never
you?
know when you might need to access the entire computer system from the underground catacombs that you have running under the building. Never know. So,
You never know, but I can't think of any reasonable situation in which you'd be in
and
the underground
and in
catacombs and be
order
like, man, I really want to access the computer mainframe right now.
and in order to hide it, they just threw a bunch of mops in there. Which is a great decision because who can see through a mop?
I mean, no one. I mean, the mop is the perfect disguise if you. This is a true pro tip. If you ever want to hide yourself and get in somewhere you're not supposed to be, just
hold a
disguise
mop.
yourself as a mop. Hold a mop, put on like a high visibility jacket, and just
And
walk in
basically
there.
you'll be functionally invisible. No one will notice you at all.
I mean, just walk like you own the place.
I'm actually holding a mop right now. That's why you can't see me. It's actually not because this is just an audio podcast. If I wasn't holding this mop, you would be able to see me right now.
Trust your Moptor. So
But yeah, the Doctor sort
enough
of
about
hacks in,
mops.
sort of hacks into this system, and
Yeah, he hacks into the computer mainframe, and Miss Foster realizes the Doctor is going to alert the Shadow Proclamation about her activities because he's an alien, or at least that's what she thinks. She decides to move up the parthenogenesis to right now.
and did Foster explain what her plan is yet, or what her sort of backstory is, or did we just skip that?
She explained it when they were in the room and the Doctor was threatening to hold the two sonic devices to each other.
Yeah, so since her planet disappeared, I'm probably going to get this wrong because I wasn't that. I watched it like almost a week ago and I wasn't that intrigued by it. It's honestly not that interesting. But they sent out some ships with their with themselves, the adipose, I guess, just encapsulated, just minified and sort of encapsulated. And that's what these pills are, right? You take the pill and the adipose sort of grow inside you until they can, I don't know, break out and then they colonize the planet. And Foster is sort of the overseer of all this. She calls herself the wet nurse or something like that.
Yeah, the nanny.
Yeah. Yeah, wet nurse, that like 17th century term for nanny. Don't know why I used that, but
The Doctor talks about how seeding a level 3 planet is a crime, and that's why she thinks he's going to alert the Shadow Proclamation. She's like, who's going to stop me? You? And the Doctor's like, yeah, me. So they go on down. Yeah, that's when the Doctor hacks into the mainframe, and he finds out Miss Foster's speeding up the parthenogenesis to right now because she was hoping to wait until all of London was taking the pill, but she says the 1 million people who are on the trial right now will have to do.
it's still quite a lot, especially considering how many adipose can come out of one person.
Yeah, except she only like vomits one adipose out of every person. When she
Well,
goes,
Stacy has a bunch.
yeah, well, Stacy dies. Stacy's mom has got it going on. So yeah, but when Foster goes to increase the parthenogenesis to, I guess, increase the adipose coming out of the people, the Doctor is able to use the gold pendant that Donna stole earlier to override the security protocols in the system and basically shut it down.
Yeah, there's a sort of not drawn out, but just scene where they realize that the pendant is the key to all of this.
Well, the Doctor realizes. So the Doctor thinks that there's no way to override the control, so he's about to watch 1 million people die, but he needs something related to the system. And Donna's just like, I have this gold pendant, and the Doctor's like, oh, you're brilliant, Donna.
Yeah, that part was sort of cool because the doctor is like, "Darn, if only I had the exact item I need." And Donna's like, "You need this,"
Doctor's like, yeah, I do mean that. Wow, Donna, you're really smart. And actually my
or
equal,
or
unlike
just
Martha.
incredibly lucky.
True. I don't know. I feel like all those parallels they were setting up in the story were designed to make Donna more of the Doctor's equal than Martha ever was, because that's what they tried to start with for Martha, and then they just threw it away like next week. Thankfully, they don't throw it away with Donna. Donna is. I really like Donna as a companion because she actually challenges the Doctor. She actually challenges a lot of the Doctor's decisions instead of just going along with him. And we're going to see that immediately next week, actually, in the Fires of Pompeii. So, but until then,
The end.
not yet, not yet. Nice try though. No, we still have to get the scene where the Doctor's like, we got to go save Miss Foster because they're going to kill her because the aliens show up to take the adipose away, and the Doctor's like, we're not going to kill them; they're just children. And the Donna, God damn it.
It's already happened. Maybe she's more of a companion than Martha ever was. Maybe that's what this is all. Maybe that's what this all means in the end.
Donna's like, well, that's quite a change from the last time I saw you when you wanted to commit genocide of the Vacnos race.
Doctor's like, yeah, well, things change.
Yeah. Yeah, Donna's like, oh, that Martha must have done you good. And he's like, yeah. Yeah, the Doctor also, when he first meets Donna, she asks if he's still traveling alone. He's like, yeah, well, there was someone. There was Martha. But, I ruined that. I ruined her life. And then
He
she
didn't
left.
really ruin her life.
No,
He's ruined other
just,
people's
I think
lives
he's just
far more than
being
Martha.
overly hard on himself for not realizing what was going on. He mentions it later. He's like, she fancied me, and I didn't realize it. And then
Yeah,
Donna
which
asks about Rose.
that in itself is just a weird thing.
Yeah, but at least
But
they acknowledge that it's not happening anymore at the end of the story.
yeah, well, we'll get to that scene.
Donna also asks about Rose, and the Doctor's like, no, still lost. Although, is she? Question mark.
Well, first we have to explain Foster's death.
Yeah, so the Doctor goes to try to save Foster. He tries to tell her that, yeah, she was the nanny, but Mom and Dad are here, so they don't need a nanny anymore. And Foster's like, wait, what? And the beam she's flying up in just turns off, and she plummets like 80 stories to her death.
Yeah, so just typical parent fashion. When they
What?
come home,
Kill
they
the
kill
nanny?
the babysitter. That's why
Well,
it's one of the
no.
most dangerous jobs in the world.
I mean, what usually happens is the dad sleeps with the babysitter, and the entire marriage falls apart because it turns out the dad's been has infidelity issues, and the mom's like, but what did the babysitter have that I didn't have? And the dad's like, nothing. She was just young and attractive, and I don't really know why I'm
It's
continuing
a
this.
very detailed story. But yeah, Foster dies. They can't save her.
Yeah, Foster's dead. Foster's dead. Guess she's called Miss Foster. Yeah, she also says
called
that
Miss
she chose the
Foster
name
'cause
Miss
she
Foster,
fosters.
foster mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then the Doctor and Donna
Who
decide
wrote this?
to.
Terry Nation. What is it? I wonder what adipose is from. It can't just be a made up name.
No, it's not. It's like a word for fat.
Oh, I didn't know that, but all right. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the weight loss company is called Adipose Industries, so like
Mm-hmm.
fat industries.
Kind of. Yeah.
That seems really dumb.
Yeah. Kind of. The Doctor and Donna go down, and Donna's like, so I want to travel with you. And the Doctor's like, yeah. Well, so the Doctor's like really sad at first, and she's like, what? And he's like, it's really dangerous to travel with me, right? And she's like, yeah. I just almost got killed for the second time since I've known you. He's like, okay.
Oh, we also skipped the part where we see Donna's mom at the party she was going to, where adipose is just what they're talking about, but that's not that important.
No, she just sees the adipose people bust out, or one adipose person bust out of her friend, and she's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
She calls up Donna and is like, little fat people. And Donna's like, yeah, I know, I saw all of them. There was like a shot of like thousands of adipose walking the streets of London, which apparently took them like a couple months to complete because of all the CG work required. Anyway, Donna's already packed apparently. Unlike Martha and Rose, she actually planned for this. She has actual other outfits she won't have to raid the TARDIS wardrobe for.
Well, Martha and Rose didn't meet the Doctor and then have him go off somewhere and then meet him again, so there's no way they could have like packed for anything.
Yeah, and apparently Donna's just been using Sylvia's trunk space to store her luggage for however many months since she last met the Doctor. And so the Doctor the doctor now basically explains that he doesn't want anyone who's going to fall in love with him. He just wants a mate. And she's like, well, you're not mating with me, sunshine. He's like, okay, well, okay. I'm glad we agreed on that right now. And she's like, yeah, me too. And he's like, okay, good. Yeah. She's like, so I can come with you? And he's like, yeah, I would like that.
Yeah, this scene is really awkwardly acted. I mean, I get what it's. I mean, they're like throwing a bone to people like me who didn't really care for the romance or whatever. Probably most people who started with the classic show didn't care for it. Although I'm just making that up, so who knows. But it's such an awkward scene too. So
it's awkward, but I like it because it establishes right off the bat that we're not having any more romance.
Yeah, but I mean, coming. Based on what I know about Donna, this is all true, but like coming at this blind, you might think that this is the start of like, yep, definitely not going to be any more romance, and then like that's the route they go down.
I mean, I guess you could see that possibly. I don't think that that's a likely scenario, but I guess you could see it that way. You could see it as a wink and a nudge to the audience that these two antagonistic characters are going to fall in love with each other.
They're not really antagonistic. They're just not.
Yeah, antagonistic
like
is not the word.
Or whatever.
They just have a different relationship than Martha and Rose did with the Doctor, I think. They have more of that classic series relationship, in my opinion.
Which is better. A lot better.
And like I said, Donna actually calls the Doctor out on his decisions. I mean, we already saw that in The Runaway Bride when she had to stop him from killing all the Arachnos. And I think that's actually good for the Doctor, especially the 10th Doctor, who's been getting pretty reckless as of late. But yeah, so I really like that Donna actually has the balls to call a Doctor out, I guess. And she's not as annoying as she was. Yeah, she's not as annoying as she was in The Runaway Bride, so...
Yeah, I mean, that's something we can talk about. In Runaway Bride, I was pretty disappointed with Donna, because I knew she was coming back as a full-time companion later on, and I was like, wow, she's pretty annoying. She was just very screamy in that episode, and I think they toned it down here.
Yeah, I think they toned it down a lot, actually. I think for the better. I think if we had Runaway Bride, Donna as a companion... it would be terrible. I don't really know what to say. It would get really grating, I think, after like 2 weeks because Runaway Bride Donna reminds me a lot almost of Mel. Mel, like, started as like...
Really?
Yeah, because Mel, like, when she started, she was like computer programmer. And when we first got her, she was like from the future, so she and the Doctor had like an established relationship, but she was like really screamy, like every episode ended with her screaming into the final hit of the... title theme.
I guess, but I mean, Donna isn't that similar to me because, well, I mean, maybe her personality isn't honestly that far removed from like how it was in Runaway Bride. She just talks in a normal voice instead of screaming everything.
I mean, maybe. I think also after Runaway Bride, I don't want to say manned up, but she got a lot more self-confidence, I think. I mean, yeah, her life was ruined, but she seems okay about it. She seems like she's getting by, right? She doesn't seem like she hates herself or anything.
Sure. Anyway, they go off in the TARDIS, and Wilfred sees them.
Yeah, Donna asks the Doctor to fly by Wilfred for her, and they go, and Wilf sees Donna through the telescope. He's like, yeah, you go, girl, you fly away. And he sees the Doctor. He's like, it's him. It's really him. I guess because he recognizes him from that 5-second interaction in Voyage of the Damned.
Yeah.
And so then they that's how it ends. They fly off into space.
Yeah, well, we also skipped the part where Donna goes to someone in a crowd.
We skipped the actual...
I forget what she asks her.
So she calls her mom and tells her that she's going to leave the keys to a car in one of the bins near the car, and then she goes over to this blonde chick. We only see her hair at first. And
yeah, her face is turned away from the camera.
And is like, hey, I need you, when my mom comes, tell her that bin over there. And then Donna runs away, and then the girl turns to the camera, and we see it's Rose. She looks really sad, and then Rose just turns around and walks away and disappeared, and I think the only note I had for this episode was, let her go, Russell T, let her go. Because this is the first time Rose has actually appeared on the show since she left in
Yeah, well, you wouldn't.
Doomsday
I
parting the
mean,
ways.
you wouldn't know it because she was name dropped and focused on in basically every episode in series 3. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with Rose. I haven't seen or spoiled anything that's coming up, so I don't know if this was just a little cameo or if this is going to evolve into something bigger. Probably the latter.
Come on, it's Rose and it's Russell T. What do you think?
I don't know. You can always hope that it's just a small little cameo. But
The first time I watched this, I hadn't seen anything before this with Rose. So I saw the scene and I was like completely baffled as to why it was important. I was like, who is this blonde chick and why do we care?
so basically all of series 1 and 2. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, so it's definitely a scene that's thrown in there for the fans. It's definitely not something that you're going to look at as someone starting on this episode and be like, oh yeah, that's a really important character who I should pay attention to, who I've known for 3 years.
I mean, even if this is your very first episode of Doctor Whoever, you know that this is going to be. I mean, actually, if this was your first episode and you hadn't watched anything with Rose, this would indicate to you that this is going to be an important character in the season even more. As you're like, wait, who is this? Obviously, they're focusing on her for a reason. She's going to come back later. Whereas if you had seen previous episodes, you might either say, the same thing, or you might go, oh, look, it's a little cameo from Rose, from Billie Piper.
Yeah, I mean...
Hopefully they won't do anything more with her. Ha, 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 ha. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you haven't seen anything before this, you can be like, oh, that's a really important character. I know when I watched it, I was like, who is this and why should we care? I wasn't so much concerned as the fact that we should care. I was just kind of like, why should we care?
Yeah, so basically all of season 1. Who is this and why should we care? No.
It's that they established pretty quickly that we should care because the Doctor actually liked Rose for some reason. Anyway, so yeah, that's the start of Russell T's final hurrah on the show. And the first episode of Donna as a companion. Really looking forward to the season because I really like the season, mainly because I really like Donna, so anyway. You can email us at thedoctor@decorativevegetable.com. Questions, comments, concerns, angry rants, love letters, your thoughts on Donna, Noble, or Sylvia, or Wilf. Any of the 3.
Yeah, I remember last week you said Wilf becomes one of the best characters in Russell T's run. And, so far I don't see that. I mean, he's cool, but so far I don't see that.
Well, not till later. There's a lot of complicated things revolving around the Doctor and Donna's family.
Huh.
And that's all I'm going to say on it. You can find us on YouTube at Decorative Vegetable. You can find us on Apple Podcasts and Google Play at Trust Your Doctor. Leave a rating if you like the show.
Check us out on Facebook, Trust Your Doctor. Like us on Facebook. Also check us out on Twitter at TYD Podcast and follow us on Twitter. And next time we're watching the fires of Pompeii. But until then, the end.